Imagine if you could travel from Canada to Mexico on wings no bigger than a paperclip. That's the reality for monarch butterflies every year, as they embark on a 4,000 kilometers odyssey that's nothing short of extraordinary. Now, you might be wondering, how do such delicate creatures survive this marathon journey? Well, the answer isn't just in their wings. It's in their biology and instinct. Monarchs display what's called migratory restlessness, or Zugenruhe, a fancy term for the internal drive that triggers their movement southward. Let me tell you a story. Picture a single monarch fluttering through crisp Canadian air in September. She knows without ever being taught that Mexico is her winter haven. But here's the twist. She won't make it all the way. Instead, her future grandchildren will finish the voyage she began. This generational relay is called successive brooding. It means the journey is so long, it spans multiple monarch lifespans. Imagine running a relay race where your baton is passed through generations. Stunning, isn't it? As we unpack this phenomenon, ask yourself, what evolutionary pressures could have shaped such a complex migration? And what can we learn from a journey that's one of the greatest in the animal kingdom? How do monarchs know exactly where to go with no map, no GPS, and no parents to guide them? The science, as it turns out, is as fascinating as the journey itself. Researchers have discovered monarchs use a combination of sun compasses, that's their ability to track the sun's position, and an internal circadian clock, which works like a biological timepiece. This allows them to correct their course if clouds roll in or the sun's path shifts during the day. Now, you might be thinking, but what if it's cloudy for days? Monarchs also read environmental cues like temperature changes, wind patterns, and even geomagnetic fields. Imagine having a built-in compass and weather app in your head. Of course, instinct isn't infallible. Monarchs face conflicting signals and must make split-second navigational decisions. Sometimes a cold snap or storm can scatter them off course, leading to smaller populations reaching the wintering grounds. This intricate blend of genetics and environment means monarch navigation is a symphony of cues, one that has evolved over millennia and still holds mysteries for scientists to unravel. Let's address the elephant, or should I say the blue jay in the room. Monarchs don't have it easy on their route south. They dodge predators, battle fierce weather, and risk starvation on a daily basis. Take aposematism. That's the monarch's trick of advertising its toxicity with bright orange wings, a warning sign to birds like blue jays. Eat me and you'll regret it. This chemical shield comes from milkweed, their larval food source, which infuses them with toxic cardinalities. But survival isn't all about defense. Monarchs also exhibit torpor, a state of energy-saving dormancy when temperatures plummet. Think of it as the butterfly version of powering down your phone to save battery until you reach the next charger, or, in their case, a flower patch. Yet, despite these superpowers, only a fraction of monarchs make it to Mexico. Roads, habitat loss, and pesticides pose modern threats that instinct alone can't overcome. So next time you see a monarch, remember, it's not just a pretty face, it's a survivor with a toolkit of evolutionary hacks, fighting against the odds. You've probably heard the phrase, it takes a village. For monarchs, it takes an entire lineage. No single butterfly completes the round-trip migration. So, how does this generational relay work? Here's how. The journey south starts in late summer with one generation. These are the super generation. They live up to 8 months, far longer than the typical 2-week lifespan of their summer relatives. This longevity is driven by a process called reproductive diapause, where their bodies delay reproduction to conserve energy for the migration. Once they reach Mexico, monarchs cluster together by the millions in oyamel fir trees. Come spring, they head north again, lay eggs, and die. The next wave hatches, feeds, and continues the trek, inching closer to Canada with each generation until, by the 4th generation, they've completed the cycle. Let me ask, isn't it remarkable that, with no memory of the route, each new monarch still finds its place in the epic relay? It's nature's version of crowdsourced navigation, encoded not in smartphones, but in genes. By understanding this cycle, we see how timing, biology, and instinct are perfectly choreographed, reminding us how intricate and breathtaking animal migrations can be. Let's bring it all home. Why should you or any of us care about monarch butterflies? They're not just gorgeous insects, they're ecological linchpins. Monarchs are pollinators, helping flowers and crops reproduce. and their migration is a critical signal of ecosystem health. Now, you might ask, what difference does conserving a butterfly make? Well, monarchs depend on milkweed, and milkweed, in turn, supports numerous other insects. Lose the monarch, and you disrupt a whole web of life, a classic example of the ripple effect in ecology. Unfortunately, habitat loss, climate change, and insecticides are pushing monarchs onto the endangered species list. Yet, the good news is, every butterfly garden, every patch of milkweed you plant becomes a stepping stone in their journey. Let me share this. In 2019, after school children in Texas restored a single acre of milkweed, they tracked 400 monarchs stopping by in just one fall. Small actions add up. Imagine the impact if we all joined in. So, next time a monarch crosses your path, remember, its survival is a shared responsibility. By protecting them, we safeguard the wild wonders in our own backyards, and that, I think, is something worth fluttering about.